Hey, what's up, y'all? It's Steve again, Harmless Rebel. It's been a while since I did a hard rock and metal update, so this is some recent stuff I've picked up, recent within the last 6 months or so, but stuff I've been spinning lately. Been spinning a lot of Gravedigger. I shouldn't say slowly. I'm quickly filling out my Gravedigger collection. I've got all their stuff on CD, but I wanted it on vinyl. And like I said, slowly been grabbing them here and there. I still need the first two Clan albums. Man, they go for so much money. I really hope that somebody represses them soon. Uh, the three Clan albums are my favorites from the band, with the exception of this one I'm about to show. But the first one is the Reaper. This one is the Back on Black pressing from 2013, so about 10 years ago. Um, so I love the first few Gravedigger albums. I like the Digger album, but this is really where uh, Gravedigger takes off for me. This is when they go the straight up power metal route, and man, the riffs on this album are so good. Some of the best riffs that they've written are on this album right here. Just such an amazing album. Um, I don't even know where I was going to go with that. But the Reaper. I think this was when was this? Mid '90s, '93 when this one came out. Next up, Heart of Darkness, which was the 95 album, I believe. Yep, 95 again. 2013, Back on Black pressing. Um, just as good. I love all the Gravedigger albums. But like I said, the Reaper and then the three Clan albums are just, when I'm in the mood, those are the ones I go to. Let's see. This was a nice pickup. I remember when you could buy this album for $8-9 all day long, regardless of the album cover. And I didn't buy it for years just because I used to see it all the time. So it was one of those things where I had a copy of the album with I had a copy of the later pressing of the album, and just didn't feel I needed this. Now the price is going up. I see these things selling for 40-50 bucks in record stores now. I found this one for $18. It's in mint condition, but Out for Blood with the original cover from Lita Ford. This is my favorite Lita Ford album. Um, just a fantastic album. I don't think she gets enough credit for what an amazing musician she is. Number one, whenever people talk about the Runaways, they talk about Joan Jett and Cherry Curry. Everybody tends to forget about Lita for some reason, but fantastic album. This one's so good. Recent edition. This one just came in about a week ago. I made a deal. The seller had this a little bit overpriced, um, so I made a deal with him to bundle some other stuff together to make it more reasonable. But Keeper of the Seven Keys Part One. Really nice Japanese pressing. I've got a repress of this from 5 or 6 years ago. I didn't have an original pressing though, and I want an original pressing of this and Keeper of the Seven Keys Part Two. Uh, but I settled for this. It sounds really really good. I was really happy with this one. Next up, Crimson Glory. I believe this is their first album, the Glory debut. Um, Fantastic album. These guys are so good. They kind of get mixed in with the technical, the progressive metal bands. I don't really consider them progressive. They've always been more of a U.S. power metal band to me, right along the lines of Metal Church. But I've always loved their stuff. Their second album is my favorite. I've actually never heard their third album, so I do want to find their third album. And then their fourth album, which I believe had a different singer, is really killer too. That one hasn't been pressed to vinyl, unfortunately, so that one I just have on CD. But Crimson Glory, this was 85, I think, 86. If you like Metal Church, you're going to love this album. Fantastic. And this is an MOV pressing. This just came out a few months ago, so these are still pretty readily available. And it sounds fantastic. Next up, they've been repressing the Suicidal albums. And though I've always loved Suicidal, with the exception of Lights, Camera, Revolution, I've never had any of their... No, I take that back. I have their debut. I had that on vinyl, too. They just did some represses. Was it Combat? Century Media has been doing some represses. So I've been grabbing them. This one is Feel Like Shit and Deja Vu. They call it a double EP, but it was always released as an album. And basically what this is the debut of Robert Trujillo in the band. I can't remember what name he went by. It wasn't Robert Trujillo. It doesn't say. But this is basically songs from Robert Trujillo's first band and from Mike Muir's first band that they re-recorded with Suicidal. Just to, I guess, to kind of get in the groove with Robert. The Robert Trujillo stuff is actually my favorite era, though I do like the first couple albums as well. Next up, recent Judas Priest, recent Iron Maiden pickup. This was at one of my local haunts for $20. I had never seen this particular boot, so I went ahead and grabbed it. But this is Iron Maiden, the Book of Souls 2016 tour sampler. They did a really good job with this. So we've got Vakken. Is this 2016? I just read that, and I'm looking like an idiot. So they've got August 4th, 2018 in Vakken, Tokyo 20 April, Gothenburg June 17th, and Moscow June 25th. All of the songs sound really good. The only issue I have with this boot is that whoever put it together didn't sync up the volumes. So a couple of them sound really good, and then all of a sudden the volume shoots way up for one or two songs on here. But still a really cool sampler. If you're an Iron Maiden collector like me, a boot. If you're an Iron Maiden collector like me, this is definitely one to have. And I love the whole Book of Souls series of artwork. It's actually some of my favorite from the Iron Maiden discography. And then last but not least, this is one I've spun a couple times. One of my all-time favorite albums, Welcome to My Nightmare from Alice Cooper. I recently ran across a Mo-Fi pressing of it and went ahead and got it. It's okay. I believe the recent repress and the original both sound better than this one, which was kind of disappointing to me. But the other thing that was disappointing is he told me it was in like new condition. It's good. It's a high VG plus, but it's not like new. And so I was disappointed about that. But man, the song Steven might be in my name being Steven. When I was a kid, my dad loved this album. When I was a kid, my dad would play that, and that song would always freak me out. But man, such a good album. Cold Ethel is one of my favorites, and I never... that's not one anybody ever talks about. Everybody talks about Welcome to My Nightmare, The Black Widow, Department of Youth. I mean, those were the big hits. But man, Steven and Cold Ethel are just fantastic. But so there you go. That's it, guys. Just a quick one. Just kind of show you what else. And I've been kind of lazy about doing videos, so I wanted to knock one out real quick before I go on vacation. I hope everybody is doing good. I hope you guys had a good Memorial Day weekend. Take care, and I'll see you soon. Later, VC.